What was it about the project that made you shift gears and decide to work on something that had not been originated by you?
So for me, it was the multiple points of view that I was interested in. And so I first came to this project in 2015. There's a script by Virgil Williams, and usually I hate everything I read. That's why I don't work on stuff. But I like this particular script, and that prompted me to go back and read Hillary's book to see what else I could mine from it. And the thing I was kind of drawn to were the inner monologues, because I think the things that people say to themselves, is more honest and more interesting than the things they'll say to others. And so the kind of multiple voices was kind of the conceit of the book. And so I thought it'd be a cool challenge, and it's like risky material. And I like things that are kind of risky, because with this kind of work, the risk is that in trying to tell everyone's story, you end up telling no one's story. And so I wanted to kind of take that on. And in rewriting it, my focus was on the Jackson family and making them whole. And I wrote original monologue for them and wrote new scenes for them, from like Ronzel leaving for war, which wasn't in the book because I needed to establish him as a son of the community, not just a son that happened in Florence, to small scenes like, Ronzel giving his mom a candy bar. And so I was really trying to bring out the tone and texture of the world and just make everyone, complete people.
And we talked a little bit outside that one of the remarkable things about this film is that visually you found a look into each person's point of view, and combining all the different points of view. Can you talk about that?
Totally. So Rachel Morrison was my cinematographer, and she does amazing work on this film. And yeah, she deserves applause. Yeah. And so our approach, I really wanted to approach this film as like a pioneer story, like a Western. And so we wanted the camera language to be very subjective. So when you're with Henry, you see the field as Henry sees it. You see commerce, you see opportunity, you see legacy. And when you see, with Hap, you see the field as Hap sees it. You see futility, you see drudgery, you see exploitation. And so we use the camera language to very specifically place us with each character. So we really not only just hear like what they're telling us, but we see kind of the world through their worldview. And the same thing with Florence and Laura. I saw those two women as thematically trying to keep the outside out and the inside in, and that's impossible to do. And so thematically I got into this idea of porousness, where it's kind of like, ideas are porous, these people are porous, their belief systems, they come to find them to be like porous, where Jamie can't believe the same things he once believed, and Florence and Laura can't believe the same things about each other that they once believed. And so that kind of like push against the outside was interesting, and also wanted to explore the indifference of nature. So it feels like, the sun and the rain and the mud and the suck are working against the characters, but they're not working against the characters, it's just that nature's indifferent to the characters. So I like that kind of added layer. And then also the other big thematic thing was the battle at home versus the battle abroad. And my contention is that the battle at home is bloodier. And so, that's true for Jamie and it's true for Ronzel. So just trying to work on those conceptual levels to kind of give the piece like nuance and layered, so it's not just this like straightforward, simplistic reading about race.